Hey, what's up, guys? So it's another fragile antique eBay boxing. So, yeah, there's only one more thing coming, and then for a whole month, I can't buy anything else on eBay. So there's gonna be sporadic videos, whenever I can come up with content. Even Amazon product reviews. So yeah, whole month, whatever. What are you gonna do? All right, so I got till the 1st of April before my allowance renews itself. So this was one of my most amazing buy it nows. They had to make an offer. I was like, there's no way the seller is going to accept my offer. And I just did it anyway, just for shits and giggles. It was 175 opening bid, and I offered $100. And I was like, yeah, the seller's not going to take it. And then an hour later, it says, you have won this item. Please pay now. And I was like, what? Are you kidding me? The seller actually let me have this for $75 less. That was really nice. And she knew what this was. So it's not like I, pulled the wool over her eyes or this was a sleeper. It was not a sleeper. So I don't know why she let me have it for so cheap. God bless her. All right. I asked her to please pack it carefully because it's very fragile. All right, let's see what we got here. I just want to make sure there's nothing else in here that's happened to me before where I've thrown things out. Oh, and I can't shut this thing off. Hold on a minute. I'll be right back. All right, so let's get it open. And again, shout out to this seller. This is a really, really nice person. They didn't have to do this. They could have told me to go pound sand. They could have said, look, that's a really, really low blow offer. Low ball offer, like go away. And, let's just hope this thing isn't a piece of shiz. Imagine. All right. I mean, the pictures seemed okay. Wow, this person is a really good packer. I give that seller a lot of credit for this type of packing job, too. That's another plus. This seller is going to get like 5 stars across the board. Actually, the truth is, even if they do a crappy packing job and I'm not too thrilled, as long as I get my item and it's not broken, I give everyone 5 stars. The only person I gave a negative in a long, long time, maybe years, was that one seller I told you about the other day that I won the item. I paid for it the same day and he refunded my money. And I believe, I'm speculating, it's because he feels he didn't get enough money for the item. He claims he shipped my item on the same day I paid for it to the wrong customer. Yeah, right. All right. Oh, how beautiful. My favorite color in the world, purple. All right, so we got this, and you're like, what the hell is that? Well, come on. You watch my channel, don't you? Oh, this is a beauty. This actually is a beauty. All right, let's look at it in better lighting. And, you probably know what it is by now because you've been watching my videos. Well, let's look at it in better lighting. Okay, now we're in better lighting. And this is a Victorian double-ended scent perfume bottle. One side you screw off. We have it monogrammed. And it has galoche or galache. I can never pronounce that right. You see those little dots? It just doesn't have the enamel. Galache has like some kind of raised engine cut design type of deal. Let's check the other side. Do we have? Yes, we do have a monogram. I think it's an H, but what do I know? I can't read these old, these old type of writing, and I'm being distracted. My daughter's making a ruckus in the background. All right, so it does have a little bit of a dent in the cap. No big deal. It happens. All right, 9 times out of 10, the stoppers are missing. I don't expect it to be here on this bottle, but you never know. Nope, it does not. Okay, we have some writing in there. We have some writing. What does it say? I'm going to try to read it. And I think it has numbers and something CAL. I don't know. All right, let's check out the other side. Sometimes you can find out where these were made. And generally, a lot of these were made in England. Sometimes in France. All right, so this is great. When you see this little button was actually something that vacuum sealed the bottle, so you wouldn't actually need a stopper. It would make a vacuum seal. So I'm going to just try to open it without breaking it. There we go. Ooh, popped right open. That's great. Okay, so you did not need a stopper with this. This has cotton on the inside. That is great. So the perfume, a lady would place a piece of cotton in there and then dip it like that and then place it on her pressure points. That's really cool. Oh my God, I wish my daughter would be quiet right now. I'm going to smell that. Let me smell it. Oh, wow. It smells unmistakably a fresh perfume. Now, this thing is over 120 to 130 years old, maybe even more, and I can still smell the perfume. I'm going to try to take the cotton out. I want to see if there's a name under there. Okay, so in the description, the seller said it was made by a company called Jones and Company. And let's try to get this out and see if we see any names. Aha, yes we do. All right. I want to be careful. I want to actually put this cotton back in. Oh my God, the floor is creaking right now upstairs. Like my daughter is making such a racket. Every time I make a YouTube video, people tell me, I'm not kidding you, in my house, they tell me to go fuck myself. They seriously do, and I know that's rude. I live in a rude house. They told me that my YouTube videos are useless and I shouldn't bother making them, that nobody watches, and that, yeah, they will not be quiet. I asked them nicely. So a lot of times, it takes me multiple hours to keep coming back and pausing my video to even make one video. All right, so we got the cotton out. Let me just move this aside and try to get some more information. And it's not always easy to get this stuff out. It's like doing archaeology in a way. All right, so that's like really glued in there. Good. Ugh. All right, let's check it out. And, oh, wait, let's see. Jones is in the center. And there's an address above it. All right, I'm going to get my loop out. Let's see if we can even see through my loop. And can we do that? Can we see through my loop? The answer is no. Only I can see through my loop, actually. All right, I'll be right back because I'm going to do some investigation on this name here. All right, so now this bottle is even more dear to me. So I was able to figure out what it says on the interior. I tried, well, if we could see it. And so it's, oh great, my daughter's vacuuming now. It is like her once a year, I'm not kidding you, her 1 a year vacuuming. She's like, I finally decided to be a neat person. And I'm like really? While I'm doing a YouTube video? All right. And so it says Jones and Company. And it says on the top, well, below Jones and Company in the center, it says Paris. And on the top, it says Boulevard des Capucines. And what is that? Apparently, this is a really cool thing. So I found a lot of history just now about this perfume bottle. Now I'm going to clean it up. I'll be right back. And I'll show it to you. We'll go over what it is and how it was used and the history of the maker, which is really cool. I just got a whole bunch of information. Look how clean, the clean and shiny. I was going to say cleany. I mean gleany. And yeah, that's a new word. Gleany is like gleaming and clean. And so, yeah, I don't usually collect the crystal ones or the clear colored glass ones. I like the colored ones. A lot of these came in ruby, cranberry, amber, like a Bristol blue, a green, a teal green. Like it's like more of a cobalt green. And yeah, all different colors. And so like the clear ones are plain and boring to me, but yet this one was so beautiful because of the etching and the two gold colored end caps. Now I don't know if this is real gold. Some of these were vermeil over silver. I do not see any marks, although they could be hidden. A lot of times they are hidden, but this is gorgeous. So this is English, even though it has a French address on it. And so I assumed it was English, and I was correct. And so this was made by Thomas Jones. That's what the T stands for, NT and Company. And this was actually located in a really, really amazing place in Paris, France. So let's go look over the history and find out more about this bottle. Now, on one side, now you can see right down the center, there is a division in the glass. So it's like two bottles in one. These are called double-ended scent bottles. So in one side, and perhaps maybe, I don't know which side, maybe on this side, there would have been a vinaigrette, sort of like ammonia or smelling salts. So on one side would have probably been a soaked sponge in ammonia, or salts, which would be like big, giant crystals of ammonia, sometimes mixed with like some kind of oil that smelled halfway decent and not like noxious ammonia. And the other side would have held perfumed oil generally. I don't know which side is which, but we do know that this one does not need a stopper. This one once must have had a cork. This is the twist off top. Once must have had a cork built into the top of the cap, but it's long gone now. But I put that old cotton ball back in there. You could still smell the perfume just as if it was made yesterday. All right, so these are really cool. These generally were quite popular in the mid-Victorian times, slightly a little earlier, maybe than the mid, probably like the 1840s, 1850s, all the way up to about the 1880s. Then they just completely went out of style and nobody used these anymore. And so only for a couple of decades these were around. So when you find these are more special than you may realize because, something only around for a couple of decades, probably, maybe hundreds of thousands of these were made, but few remain today. What happens over the years? People throw them in the garbage. One of their loved ones passes away. They say, what the hell is that stupid thing? And then they toss it in the garbage, or these things shatter and break because after all, they are crystal. But you can see this was all hand cut. Very, very, very pretty. And let's find out more about the location this bottle was sold and about Thomas Jones of London, but yet of Paris. All right, so the place where this perfume bottle was sold, Boulevard des Capucines, or Capucines. And this is actually pretty cool. It was a famous boulevard in Paris, France, where all the highfalutin actually shopped. Here's an actual photo of around the time, or maybe a little later after the perfume bottle was sold and made. And you can see the people, look at that, just walking and mulling about. You can see the different shops and stores. Look at all the people in their carriages. Look at that. Really, really cool. All right, so we find out more about the man behind the bottle. Thomas Jones, or known as T. Jones, was an English perfume and cosmetic company established in 1850 in London, and he had locations in France. And here's one of his commercial bottles. We don't have a date on this one, but this is really quite beautiful. And so he was located in many areas of London. And then it says, in addition to London, was his location on Boulevard des Capucines, an address in Paris that he is listed from 1878 until 1905. Now, apparently he was in Paris in 1856, as early as 1856, because I found an ad for that. There we go. 1850 established a perfumery business in London. 1856 opened. Okay, yes, in 1856 he was in France, in Paris, at this area. Okay, 1877, another London branch was added on. Here's the 1920s, and actually this is one of his French boutiques that he sold stuff from. Really interesting. In addition to fragrances, he also produced a lot of toiletries, face powder, facial wash, cold cream, soaps, elixirs, mouthwashes, toothpastes, toilet water, and many more. Russian royalty and Grand Dukes actually bought his products. It says it was in the good old days that T. Jones, one of the oldest Paris perfumers, made the scent in which Russian royalty literally bathed itself in. And here's prices for some of his toilet water and cosmetics. $6.45 in 1922 when this ad was made was equivalent to 119 US dollars. In 1889, he had a load of different perfumes that were commercial, and 1889 was his year. In 1878 and 1889, he won medals for his perfumery. Now we got 1904, 1911. Now we go through the 20s. Look at that. All the way, and it stops off around 1930. Baccarat, the best glass maker in France, one of the best, made some of his perfume bottles. Here's a 1912 perfume bottle made for him by Baccarat. This one is worth a small, definitely a small mint if you would find that bottle. He designed, actually Viard designed a bottle, Viard, another maker, designed a bottle for another one of his perfumes. Here we go. Cloches Charmeuses by T. Jones, 1920. So he was in the Deco era as well. Here's 20s. And other bottles of commercial perfumes, and one named after the boulevard that was on the cap of my bottle, which I think my bottle was made between 1870s and the 1880s. I'm guessing. I'm not an expert. So let's actually lay Capucine, and we have the other types of perfumes that he made commercially. Here's a 1930s ad right here, Thomas Jones, and it says Paris, 1856. So we know our bottle had to have probably been made after 1856 when he established himself in Paris around then. He was a chemist and druggist. He also sold many other things. Besides toiletries, he sold jewelry, stationery. He sold some kind of like travel perfume bottles like we have in the one that I want in eBay. And there you go. That's all the information we find. I found other products marked with his name, such as letter openers made out of ivory. He made a lot of things for stationery sets and beautiful jewelry pieces that were like made into useful things like we see our bottle. So yeah, I'm guessing between probably the 1870s and 1880s that bottle was made. So can you imagine where America's about to go belly up? And I could care less because I have my perfume bottle. Well, this isn't going to feed us. So while the banks are crashing, we're probably losing all our money right now as we speak. And what I paid for this perfume bottle was inflation, baby, inflation. $175. She let me have it for $100. Why? Because money is actually worthless now. We're going to have to get wheelbarrows soon because our money, our dollar is going to be worth nothing. Because think about it. She was so desperate that she let me have this for $75 less. Why? Because nobody has any money anymore. Neither do I. Trust me. I'm not some rich miss over here. So it's going to be a lot less antiques for me in the near future because of this damn fucking economy. Excuse my language. Our economy completely sucks. That means no one's going to buy antiques. And maybe that is a good thing because I can scoop them up for cheap, but I don't even have money to buy them. So there you go. If you were rich, now's a good time to buy antiques. If you didn't have to worry about anything, you could just buy antiques for like pennies on the dollar. And yeah, you can get your wheelbarrow full of money out at the bank if there's any money left in the bank and buy antiques. Thanks for watching. See you guys all soon. Hope you learned something. And so long.